Okay, good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, today, 12th of November. Okay, please click onto the link to Google Doc for English, causes and effects. Okay, causes and effect. Okay, scroll down to text number 4. Okay, text number 4. Okay, again, this is another causes and effect text on climate change. Okay, can you tell me what do you know about climate change? Anything you know about climate change? When I say climate change, what do you think about in the first place? What is in your mind in the first place?
Weather gets hotter or colder.
Okay, climate change, right? Okay, now let's read the text together. Okay, climate change results from increased greenhouse gases. Okay, the greenhouse gases here refers to carbon dioxide. Okay, it can refer to carbon dioxide gas. Dioxide gas. Okay. Okay, so why will there be increased greenhouse gases? Due to human activities. So climate change, for the most part, it is caused by human activities. Human activities refers to what we done. Like we have done a lot of things like human. Okay, we do a lot of things. And one of the activities that we've done is we're increasing the amount of carbon dioxide gas in the air. All right. Okay, so like burning fossil fuels. So we do burn fossil fuels. For example, when we want to generate electrical power, we build power station. And to generate electrical energy from the power station, we burn the fossil fuel. And we want to create car that allow us to travel from one place to another. And so in the creation of car, we burn the fossil fuel in order to drive the car. Okay, so and many other, okay, many more. There are many more activities that we've done, which have added extra carbon dioxide into the air. Now this causes global temperature to rise. Okay, it's not just the temperature in Malaysia, not just the temperature in certain area, but globally. It can happen to anywhere in the world. Melting glaciers and raising sea levels. Okay, because as temperature increases, the glacier melt, and so the sea level increase. The effect is more frequent natural disasters such as floods and droughts. Okay, so the effect is some area, okay, which are affected, they might experience constant floods. However, some other areas on Earth, they might experience droughts. Droughts meaning that they are experiencing dryness, no water or no rainfall. Okay, so the area experiencing droughts. Now, threatening human lives and agriculture. So be it floods or droughts. Okay, so these are natural disasters that can threaten human lives. And even agriculture. Agriculture refers to, the activity of growing plants, growing crops, okay, growing the food that we're eating every day. That's agriculture. Additionally, changing weather patterns impact biodiversity. Okay, the changing weather patterns, like some area become colder, some area become hotter, for example. So all of these weather changing, it can impact biodiversity. Biodiversity refers to the many animals and plants out there, the many different species of animal and plant out there. Some animals and plant, they might die off. Okay, so that's why impacting the biodiversity. Now, causing some species to become extinct. As a result, food security. Okay, food security refers to the supply of food, and water supply become a major concern. Now, to reduce these effects, government needs to adopt sustainable energy sources and promote environmental awareness. Okay, so this is what the writer wrote, that government have to do something to solve the issue. Okay, but what do you think? Is there anything that a normal human like us we can do to help with the environment? Yeah, everybody can do can do their part besides government. Okay, of course, government has the responsibility to help with the environment, to help with climate change. But what are the things that we, as a normal human being, can do in our everyday life to prevent climate change, or to reduce the effect of climate change? What do you think you can do?
Maybe stop burning fossil fuel.
Stop burning fossil fuel. Okay, right. So now look down below. We have a table for causes and effect. All right. Okay, so you can jot down the causes and effect into the table. Okay, what causes climate change? Okay, think about what causes climate change. Okay, let me know once you've done.
Done.
All right. Okay, now the causes here refers to what causes climate change. Okay, what causes climate change? Okay, climate change is caused by human activities. Okay, I'll highlight them in red. Okay, climate change is caused by human activity. Like we have done a lot of things such as we burn fossil fuel. And as we burn fossil fuel, okay, so we are actually increasing the greenhouse gases, for example, carbon dioxide in the air. Okay, so because of these activity of human, okay, so these will cause the effect, okay, the effect to it. So the effect will all be in blue. So the effect is global temperature rise, melting glacier, raising sea levels, okay, more frequent natural disasters such as floods and droughts. Okay, that's the effect. Okay, and this effect further threatening human lives and agriculture. Okay, that's a further effect. Okay, then again, another effect, changing weather patterns impact biodiversity. Okay, like some animals or plant species, they might extinct. Okay, so some species become extinct. That's the effect. So again, the further effect would be food security, water supply become a major concern, meaning that we might be experiencing the lack of food supply, the lack of water supply. All right. Okay, so now please mend your mistake there. finish?
Done.
All right. Okay, then we'll now move on to text number 5 down below. Again, this is the causes and effect text. Okay, title being an only child, right? Now, being an only child causes unique effects on personality and social skills. So without sibling, okay, without sibling meaning that without brother and sister, an only child may receive more attention and resources from parents. Like the parent will always, pay attention to the only child and give all the resources like, whatever the parent can. Okay, whenever the parent can afford, the parent will afford and pay for the request from the only child. Now, leading to higher self-confidence and independence. Okay. However, the lack of siblings can result in loneliness and difficulty sharing, right? So there are positive sides and negative sides to being an only child. So as they have fewer opportunity to practice social interaction at home because they are all alone, okay? They're always alone at home. Consequently, only children may be more mature, but sometimes struggle with teamwork. Now, schools and friends play important roles in helping them develop social skills. Okay, so how much do you agree with the text? Like, is it really true that being an only child, you could be lonely, but you can be self-confident and more independent. You are struggling with teamwork. Okay, how much do you agree to this text? Or is there anything that you agree or you don't agree? Again?
I agree with lack of siblings and results in loneliness and also parents paying attention more to the only child.
Okay, right. Okay, so can you now go down there and complete the cause and effect table? The causes and effect. Okay, what causes, like for example, what causes the only child to be more self-confident and be more independent and so on? Okay, what causes this? Okay, finish. Finish.
Done.
Okay, so for causes, I'm going to highlight in red and effect in blue. Okay, so the causes is number one, being an only child. Okay, so the whole thing happens because of being an only child. Okay, causes unique effects and personality and social skills. Okay, so without sibling, an only child may receive more. Okay, so the effect is because you are an only child, then you will the effect is receive more attention and resources from parents. Okay, and because of these, the further effect is leading to higher self-confidence and independence. This is the further effect. It's like one affect another. However, the lack of sibling, this is the cause, can result in effect, loneliness, difficulty sharing, like you will find it hard to share things or to share food, to share toys with others. Okay, as they have fewer opportunity to practice social interaction at home. Okay, that's the effect. Because you are an only child, then you would find it hard to, socially interact with others. Okay, consequently, only children may be more mature. Okay, the effect become more mature, but sometimes struggle with teamwork. Okay, that's another effect. Okay, schools and friends play important role in helping them. All right. Okay, now please mend the mistake. So basically, there are two causes that lead to numerous effects. Okay, two causes that lead to numerous effects. Okay, please mend the mistake.
Done.
Okay. Okay, now we move on to text number 6. Okay, another short topic on bilingualism and cultural understanding. Okay, bilingualism, bi refers to two, lingua refers to languages. So when we say bilingualism, we are referring to ability to speak two languages or even more than two languages. All right, and cultural understanding. So okay, for example, if I'm talking about myself, okay, I can speak Chinese. So, oh no, the time when I speak Chinese, so part of me, I would have understood the culture of Chinese. And then while I'm speaking English, I do speak English, and I can understand English. And again, part of me, I can understand some of the Western culture. Okay, so the idea behind this topic is that, through the languages that we are speaking, we are not just we're not just speaking about the language. We are actually learning the culture through the language that we are able to speak. All right. Okay. So that is what we call bilingualism and cultural understanding. Now, bilingualism causes enhanced cultural understanding and broader job prospects. Yes, it's true. Okay, let's say if I can speak, let's say, Japanese, so I can get a job from a Japanese company, right? From a job prospect. Now, knowing two languages allow people to communicate with diverse groups. Yes, this is true. Like I'm not only can communicate with people from China because I know Chinese, and well, at the same time, I can talk to people from, let's say, if I know Japanese, so I can even talk to people who speak Japanese. All right. Okay, so this is one way of communication. Okay, communicate with people from different diverse groups. Now, fostering empathy. Okay, empathy meaning that a sense of understanding. You get what I mean? Okay, a sense of understanding, because sometimes when you are trying to move into a group of people with, that group of people with certain culture, with certain belief, if you do not build empathy towards them, you will never understand why they do so and why they think so. Okay, that's the kind of empathy that we have to foster. Okay, and reducing misunderstanding. Now, on the job market, bilingual individuals stand out and often have access to international positions. Yes, this is true. Okay, the effect is improved social relationships and career success. So the effect, if you know two languages or even more than two languages, the effect on you is that you can improve your social relationships, meaning that you can speak with people from different backgrounds, from different country, or even with different languages and from different culture. So it helps a lot in your social relationship. Okay, and your career success. Your career success meaning that, okay, let's say I'm working as, let's say, a manager in a company. Okay, but I am a manager who can speak to the Japanese, who can speak to the Chinese, who can speak to the people from the West. So this is a this is a kind of career success because I can communicate with them very well with the language that I speak. All right. However, managing two languages may cause occasional confusion. Yeah, there's always good and bad. Sometimes it may cause occasional confusion. Okay, confusion, like for example, Kalinda, have you ever, encountered any confusion with the languages that you speak? Like, oh, sometimes I speak in Chinese, sometimes I speak in English. Okay, but sometimes you just mix around Chinese and English. Like, there are certain expression that you will only express in Chinese, but you will not express in English. Okay, and you just mix it up, create confusion. Do you have any experience?
It just mix the languages, but I don't get confused.
You never get confused. Okay, let me share you my experience. Okay, it's not that I confuse, but the people who I talk to, they are confusing. Okay, it's a very funny, it's a very funny situation. Okay, because when I speak, even when I speak in Chinese, I do use an English mindset to speak in Chinese. There was one, OK，就是我的意思是说，我有时候我讲华语的时候，我是用英文讲的。然后有一次我去看到一个人啊，OK，去 office 啦，OK，去 office 看到一个人，然后我跟他讲，几点几点啊？等一下几点几点，我在你的房间见你啊，you know。我讲等一下几点几点在你的房间见你啊？我的房间就是 room，R O O M room。那个人，我的意思说 I'll meet you in your room，I'll meet you in your room。然后翻译成华语，我的华语是不是很好啦？我的华语是我等下几点几点在你的那个房间见你啊？那个人就误会说，你不要在我的房间见我。你在我的他叫什么办公室见我？Do you get what I mean？啊，他以为我要在他的睡房见他，so that I was shocked as well。OK，他的头脑会这样子想啦，I was shocked as well。然后我再想回去，哦，because 我的头脑想的是 room 啊，room，他就想成 bedroom。Okay, so this is the kind of confusion that sometimes different languages would have cause a confusion. All right. So sometimes it doesn't happen all the time. Okay, 有时候我们讲，但是对方会误会啊我们自己没有误会，但是对方误会。You get what I mean? Okay, now especially in young learners. Now, overall bilingualism benefits society by promoting multiculturalism. All right, so multiculturalism meaning that if you can speak more than two languages or two languages or more than two languages, you are actually learning more than two culture, okay, or more than two cultures. So which is good. We need these skills. Okay, we need multiculturalism in the world today. All right. Okay, now complete the table below the causes and effect. Okay, you can now go for a 20-minute break. Okay, after 20-minute break, we'll move on with science. All right.